Can I speak to you first as a parent and then as a senator? That day, where were you? In the Senate, in your office, in the campus there, when you got the call, you got the word.
Right.
There's a shooter loose near the schools your kids are in. Your kids are in lockdown.
Well, thank you so much. Great to be here with you. Ironically, I had just left the majority leader's office where I was making the argument that we've got to do everything we can to get common sense gun safety laws passed in this Congress. And we were talking through strategy and trying to see how we could get some movement forward. This was just days after we had seen the tragedy in Nashville, and we've seen tragedies, a mass shooting every single day this year, or as many mass shootings as days this year. And ironically, an hour after I left his office, I looked up on the news and there was an active shooter in Atlanta, not far from my children's schools. And then I got a text message from the schools.
From the school directly to you?
Saying that they were on lockdown, and that's when I went to the Senate floor. I wasn't planning on giving a speech that day. But in that moment, as we were planning to try to move this issue forward, I felt the urgency and the unction to speak now, and so I went to the Senate floor. We've got to move on gun safety laws, common sense gun safety laws. The American people are already there. They're according to a Fox News poll, 87% of Americans believe that we ought to have universal background checks. How many things do we have 90% agreement on in this country? And yet, not only was the Congress not moving on this issue, we weren't even really talking about it. And so I began to push this issue. Others have done work on this for a long time, and grateful for their work. And we passed a bipartisan piece of legislation on gun safety last summer, the first in 30 years, but it's clearly not enough. And you asked me as a parent, I'll tell you this. I remember coming home from school as a kid and my dad asking me, son, what happened in school today? How was your school day? Well, I reached out to my daughter after this happened, and I wasn't sure if she knew it had happened or not because she's 6 years old. And she said, Dad, today a bad man was shooting and we were on lockdown. I never once had to say to my dad that there was a bad man shooting and we were on lockdown. This is the crazy normal that we have allowed to abide in our country now for about 3 decades. And we can do better than this.
So just to stay with the father role here for a moment. So you get the alert from the school. What do you do? How long does it take before you know they're okay, my kids are okay? How long does it take before you know that?
Well, I'm watching the news reports like everybody else. And so I was aware that the shooting was at a medical center in the area. I know where that center is and where my children's schools were, but it was close enough that they were on lockdown. Other schools were on lockdown out of an abundance of caution. And it's not a good feeling as a parent. They are where they are. I'm where I am. I'm hoping they're safe. But I think this is the message. None of us is safe. This can happen anytime, anywhere. And we can do better than this.
After you gave that speech, there's 99 other members of the Senate. Some of them with kids, your kids' age and high school age and younger. Did any of them come up to you and say, yeah, that happened, my kids were on lockdown once too?
Well, there are not that many senators with children as young as mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think if you talk to members of Congress, look, everybody in America knows somebody who has been touched in the sense of being on lockdown or encountering something too close to call, too close for comfort. But here's the thing. If you've got as many mass shootings as you've had days in a year, the chances are pretty good that this is going to visit you. This is going to come close to you. It's going to come to your friends. It's going to come to your family. And I think that part of our lack of movement, the malaise on this issue, the paralysis, I think there is this kind of tacit and spoken assumption that this won't happen to me. It can't happen to me. But we're in the midst of an epidemic. The American people, I think, are crying out for common sense gun laws. And I think if we can get this out of the culture wars and deal with it the way we deal with any range of public safety issues, we can come to common ground and get something done on this issue.
I got to ask you about the politics of this, because it's not like you're the senator from California or you're the senator from Massachusetts, where the positions you're staking out are politically very, very safe. You're the senator from Georgia. In the previous era of Democratic senators from Georgia, and you and Jon Ossoff have created what maybe it seems to be the new era, but we went a long time without Democratic senators from Georgia. The Democratic senators from those states that are very red, lean red, do not get out in front on this issue. They hang back on this issue, or in the case of some of them, they just completely oppose movement on this issue because it is not safe for them politically. What is the political environment on this issue for you in Georgia, and how much of a political risk is it for you in Georgia?
Well, Lawrence, what you got to understand is that I'm not a senator who used to be a pastor. I'm a pastor in the Senate. And I look at these issues really through a moral lens. And in all of my years serving as pastor of Ebenezer Church, every year almost I've had to go down to the Georgia legislature to fight and argue against some of the awful gun laws that were being pushed by the gun lobby. And the irony is, when I would go into the legislature, when I would go to the state, to the building, I'd have to go through metal detectors in order to go and make my argument. Meanwhile, they were passing these laws that have made Georgia the guns everywhere state. So, you know, I get an F from the gun lobbies, the NRA, and my only question is, what took them so long? I'm going to stay focused on this issue. I'm not going to be, terrified of the gun lobby. And look, I think the American people, even in the state like Georgia, I think there are differences, to be sure, but the American people have much more in common on this issue than what's been reflected in the laws we've actually gotten passed. And I think at root, that's a democracy problem. There's a growing chasm between what the people want and what they're able to get from their government. I don't care if we're Republican or Democrat, red or blue state. Every parent listening to me right now wants to be able to drop their kids off to school at 8 o'clock in the morning and believe that they're going to be able to pick them up at 3:30.